Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Conviction, where we judge the con to see if it's worth the hustle. Now, I got a special guest with me today, the immoral, the immoronic, and the thumbnail already spoiled it.
Hot potato, aka game potato.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing two different styles of this, technically. I'm going to talk about most of the VIP stats, while Hops is going to talk about the standard pass style.
Actually, that's not a bad idea, Jer.
Yep, that's why I initially invited you, Hops. So, before we get things started, now, the date of the crime was what again, Hops?
November 17th through the 19th, if I'm right.
And where was the scene of the crime again? It was...
The Javits Center?
Alright, yeah, so kind of like New York Comic Con every year.
Yeah, only 1 day short.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, let's go to the first thing. What was it?
What was it, on the first day?
No, Hops. Exhibit A is the entering breaking. Now, if not mistaken, Hops, how much was a standard pass for Anime NYC 2017?
For the new standard version?
The standard pass.
$60, I believe. Maybe 75. I'm not too sure.
Depending after tax, I guess. Now, it is a bit interesting though. Now, VIP was $275, but if you actually had Crunchyroll Premium, it actually knocked off $10 each.
Wait, say what?
Yep. Now, some of you are probably wondering, what is in the VIP package? Well, the VIP package guaranteed you 4 choice autographs, which, unfortunately, originally estimated to be $50 per guest, but turned out it was from the free autographs. What are you doing, Hops?
I'm sorry, it's cold in the court, alright? I took a blanket with me.
And the bag, though, I will admit, the little carrier bag they gave me with it was pretty cool. That they charged $50 at the show. And you got a free ticket for the Full Metal Alchemist movie.
Oh, that was a surprise.
We'll get more to that later. Now, with me, honestly, the VIP is not worth it simply because the 4 autographs you would have gotten were free autographs. And... What, do you want to say something else?
Yes, I would like to say something.
What?
Though the VIP wasn't the best, this was the very first of its convention.
True, but if you're charging $275 for 4 autographs, that if somebody would have came in at 8 o'clock in the morning, could easily have gotten any of those autographs, and they do not get to cut the line privileges for autographs, those said autographs, not worth it.
Although...
They kind of hustle people.
Fair enough. Also, I think I made a new slang while at the convention, but I'll get to that later.
Anyway, so yeah. Now, let's see. Exhibit B. Grand Theft Accommodations. Now, we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to actually talk about the hotel we stayed at, Hops, which one again?
Oh, I forgot the name.
Where was it by?
Well, I can tell you this, from the main door, from the all the way on the left side of the building of the
the main entrance for the show.
3 blocks down past that gas station.
Oh yeah, Hudson Hotel 36.
Yeah.
So we spent about over $300 something
for 3 days.
For the 2 nights.
Oh, right.
So how would you describe the room?
Small and cramped.
Yeah, it was mostly probably the average.
I can tell you this.
The bed took up most of the room.
Yeah, the bed. It was a king's bed, right, or a queen?
Yeah, it was a king size bed.
That was a king?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Now which was interesting. It was a 10-floor building, but it felt like an apartment complex almost, with really small rooms.
Well, I mean, I think I know the reason why it's like that. Technically, those kind of hotels are there for people who come right off the boat, since that's basically near the waters, so they can stay in the city for a few days or so, and then you just
from the cruises, I guess, Hops.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Anywho,
it wasn't bad. It was very convenient. I mean, it kind of nullified the VIP status for me a little bit. Since I was able to literally wake up at 8 o'clock, hop on the line, head downstairs.
Yep.
Now, Exhibit C is the show up to code? Now, Hops, why don't you describe the layout of the convention, how it was?
Actually, yes, this is interesting. Alright, so I can give you this much. From the 2 escalators what leads down to the cafeteria, that's one section, and to the bottom, followed to above that...
Well, Hops, hold on. Let me phrase it. How the show for people going would be at, like, the dealer room, autographs, so on and so forth. Sorry, guys, Hops isn't really up to court with this.
Oh, fuck you.
Language, young lady. Now, moving on.
Okay, the dealer room was fine. The artist alley that was actually pretty cool.
Where were they located, Hops? That's what you're supposed to say.
Oh, well, the Artist Alley is in a new location because its original location is in construction. So now they put it in that upper area. What's it called?
How do you get there, Hops?
You literally go up an escalator and up a stairs.
So that's from, like, what side? The left side of the main hall? Like, for people who are looking at the Java Center, it's the far left.
Basically the far left,
You go up above the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then it would be up in that little area overlooking the 2 halls that's usually there.
Yes.
Now, the dealer room itself is actually is in the left side hall for those who normally go to the New York Comic Con. The room was basically cut in half. Half of it was a small dealer room with a couple of cool little booths, including Tokyo Tech and the little crane games from Japan, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There was also an arcade where I was sniping, playing that new Silent Filter game. It was pretty fun.
I bet you could play that in Chinatown, but anywho.
Either way, Hops, it's still pretty cool.
And a mini arcade.
That's what I just said.
Oh, right, sorry. And panels right next to it. And
and then the other side of the room was sealed off for panels. Now, speaking of panels, the main stage is actually downward in the basement area where people usually queue up.
Yeah, that was weird.
I heard there's a lot of technical difficulties this year. I mean, here, hold on. I was actually...
excuse me, sorry. Really? There were technical difficulties?
Yes, Hops. There were a lot of technical difficulties.
Oh, wow, shit. I did not know that.
Now, let me see. Let's start with the whole Sailor Moon fiasco.
Oh, God.
Not even the one you know about, Hops. There's actually another incident that did happen while I was down there.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, let's see. During the main stage, there were issues, just simply...
Getting it set up?
A lot of setup issues. Strobe lights were going off and they weren't supposed to.
Oh, that's gonna be annoying.
Let's see.
Sorry.
The lady there didn't have any help. The whole panel that for Sailor Moon, which was one of the big draws, was delayed by 15 minutes, which actually stopped the Q&A, since at that time those people the actresses and voice actors had to go to the signing. So they missed out on the panel, which is a big thing people love doing, is asking the actors how they do their thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, speaking of the signing, the Sailor Moon signing coincided with the Anime Diva signing. Now, the line for Sailor Moon was out the freaking Java Center on the bottom line.
Wait. Anime Diva signing, you mean?
Yes, Hops. It was another one to guess.
Yeah.
Now, that line went all the way down the whole Java Center.
Damn.
If you had both the Anime Diva ticket and Sailor Moon panel ticket, you'd figure the Anime Diva people going first and then have the Sailor Moon people go in, or have them wait to the back of the line. Unfortunately, after an hour, there's a lot of confusion. Let's put it that way. Guests were being told from employees that they were able to get 2 items signed, then only 1 item signed. So it was a little annoying. Especially with the fact that people that had both tickets could basically show up at the last second, cut in front of everybody in that line, and then go scot-free, delaying everybody else. The whole process took an hour and a half, and heck, when I was in there, I had a talk with, I believe it was Chibi Moon and Tuxedo Mask for a second. I had a nice little 30-second conversation. They realized, where's your poster? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's right here. Like, what are you talking? Like, I looked down, there's no poster. It was already at the end of the table. So because of all those people taking their time in the beginning, I didn't really get to enjoy myself and get to talk with the actors and actresses for a little bit, or even get to shake most of their hands.
Chairman?
What Hops?
To be honest, really, they gotta do a lot of signings in general, so...
True, but at the same time, they should try to give a little conversation with each fan, like maybe like a 10-second conversation.
Okay, then let me ask you this, okay?
Yeah.
You're sitting at a booth, I'm just saying this, you're prepared to do an autograph, and there's like 2 million people.
I understand, but still, when it's a little unfair that people ahead of us got more time. That was the issue, Hops. Because by the time I got there, it was already an hour and a half of waiting.
Alright, continue
on. Kind of inappropriate, especially with all the misinformation.
Alright, continue.
Now, heck, even having the VIP badge wouldn't even let you cut to the front to help with that. Which is kind of a waste of money. I feel like a lot of money was wasted with that VIP pass this year. What else was there? Another issue. House, was there anything you want to
any issues?
Like anything you want to add
like
about
bad
the show?
wise?
About the show. Like anything you want to say was cool, anything that was bad.
Other than all the creative cosplayers,
Yeah, but I meant like the show itself, like the rooms.
Ah, it just feels
set up.
kind of felt like being at Kineticon. I mean, from our experience, right?
All right.
But it was still nice.
All
Not
right.
as crowded, but yet also not as loud.
Yeah, that was a very odd feeling.
Even during New York, it wasn't that loud.
It was like 15,000 people supposedly, and you can actually hear yourself think. It was nice, but
I remember the previous year was loud as hell. Remember that?
yep. But stay on point, Hops. So yeah, it was interesting. Now we're gonna go to the closing statements. So another few issues I had with the show itself is there were a lot of events you had to pay to get into.
Really?
Yeah, there was the Mobile Gundam concert. There's a couple signings you had to do. It's all listed on their page.
Oh wow.
Now, if these events were off location, I can understand charging extra.
Like the Ninja Turtle thing from New York?
Yes, like the Ninja Turtle panel over at
The theater.
that theater near AMC.
Right. Continue on.
But the fact they just had it, not even like a freaking wall, they had a curtain to block everybody from seeing anything. So that included, so it was a little disappointing in my opinion. I mean, you had to pay $10 to see Full Metal Alchemist, and if you didn't know that was there on the U.S. premiere there, you wouldn't have been able to see it because everybody would have bought out. Let's see. Speaking of Full Metal Alchemist, Hops, without spoiling anything, what do you think? What did you think of the live action movie? Actually, no, wait, hold on. Let me do one more thing. Now, here's the biggest offense that I think that no matter what first year or not convention should not ever allow. What do you think it is, Hops?
Alcohol?
No, that should be allowed. But in all seriousness,
I don't know.
What is one thing any show should always have, or any event?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, Hops, you're bleeding.
Oh, a medic unit.
Yeah, a medical area in space. Back to the Sailor Moon line.
Actually, I think they did have one.
They didn't.
I hate when you do that.
They didn't actually. Apparently, when I was next to this young lady. She was getting woozy. Unfortunately, they had the people that were working the show said they tried to get someone to help them. They didn't. Apparently, she had to send her to the office in order to get any medical attention, which is appalling. There should be a designated area at every convention near the general area for the public to get to easily. If you had to scramble for 10-15 minutes to find out there's no medical, that's a scary thought. It may have been a small infraction, but still.
It kind of reminds me of the guy who had the seizure.
Oh God, yeah. God forbid that didn't happen. But yeah, now Hops, you wanted to tell people about the Full Metal Alchemist movie?
Ugh, God.
Without spoiling, Hops, because I swear I'll cut you in your. Well, figure for a spoiler.
I laugh.
Equivalent would be your kneecap.
Shut up. I laugh. I cried. Mostly cried in certain things. I enjoyed. I felt adrenaline. You know the reason. You know one of the cries. You know two of the cries.
It was a good. The movie. If you're a Full Metal Alchemist fan, you'll enjoy it.
Oh,
it takes a little bit of both.
Brotherhood and the original 2012, or was it 11
the original
version?
Full Metal Alchemist series.
Combined in it with its own originality.
Yeah, because the director came out at the beginning of the film saying, "Look, I wanted to do a standalone film, so they had to cut characters and pieces out of the movie."
Wait, so technically the movie was supposed to be a one-shot movie, but because
movie.
of all the stuff, it's going to become like Harry Potter in terms.
No, it's because he left it open-ended, so if fans wanted it to continue, he could.
Yeah, including that secret ending.
We're not going to talk about that, though.
Right.
So being a greedy little bastard. No. Anyways, moving on. So, my verdict for the show... Well, Hops, what would you give it from 1 to 10? What would you rate the show for standard pass?
8.
Okay, why would you give it an 8?
I don't know. Well, I don't believe in perfect, so I go with an 8.
Well,
but other than that, it has like a good vibe with the convention itself. What else is there? It was small. So that was one downside.
So it's easy to get around.
Other than that, it was easy to get around to everything. So that's one good thing and bad thing about it.
Yeah. Now, my final verdict, I'm giving the show a 6. Simply because you shouldn't have a convention with no medical area, a VIP pass that could literally be negated from just showing up early and buying the special promo items separate, which is a really cool bag. I won't lie, I still use it.
Yeah, it is a cool bag.
But you know what? Even with my low grade, I'd go back next year as a standard. If they were to add a few more benefits for VIP, I mean, maybe an actual VIP lounge, a little early access to the autograph lines besides the dealer room, I think it might be worth a little bit extra. But we can both admit this. Both passes are still better and more affordable than New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
To enjoy the whole show. Even though the show was only open for 20 hours in the 3 days, since the first day was what?
I don't know.
1 to 7 for the dealer room.
Something like that, yeah.
10 to 7, then 10 to 5. Still, pretty decent show. Now, folks, if you want to see some of the photos we took and some videos that we couldn't put up on our channel, you can follow the link that's going to be posted somewhere in the space up front of you. If I can get Hobbs to work on it, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got no clue either.
Alright, so...
Other than that,
don't forget to like...
Oh, actually, I was going to say a few more other things.
What?
If we go back next year, Chairman might dress up again.
Hobbs, we're not going to get into that. Stop mimicking my ideas, you punk.
Don't worry.
Well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time.
And probably my last time on here on court.
Yeah, because I'm taking the real...